Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel, Ashley Empowers. I'm Ashley, and I wanted to pop in and do a video that's been on my heart lately, and that is how to know when someone is not the one. So I get so many questions asking, Ashley, how did you know your husband was the one? Or how am I supposed to know when I come across my husband? And I get ongoing questions about this area, but I think it's important to know how to identify when someone is not the one. Because in my past, I've been in relationships that were good. There was nothing wrong with them. And I could still be in those relationships today if I personally didn't know what I want. And sometimes I think it's totally okay to pass up good to get to great, especially if you're not 100% sure about a situation. So I want to share with you a few things that helped me identify when people were not the one for me. Now, before I share those things with you, I do want to let you know that the Worthy of the Wait Institute is currently open. So Worthy of the Wait is an institute I founded a few years ago to help women prepare for marriage and change their generational legacy. I grew up witnessing so many dysfunctional relationships, and when I was in relationships, I wasn't prepared to be a wife, although I had that desire. So I decided to create what I wish I would have had. I mean, I break down everything in Worthy of the Wait, from preparing for marriage, from embracing your femininity, to gaining the confidence to date, how to attract the right one, how to manage your finances, what to do if you're a single mother. I mean, there's so much content in this institute. It's insane. You hear from me, you hear from other experts, and you have a group of amazing women going through the program with you. And not to mention, there's over 20 sessions with me, and I also go live in our group every single week to take your learning a step further. You guys, I am committed to seeing thriving, lasting kingdom marriages, and you learn those skills in the Worthy of the Wait Institute. You guys, it's phenomenal. Now, the Institute is only open for 5 days, so if you are interested, make sure you claim your spot, because I only open the Institute once a year. So you can go to worthyofthewait.com to find out all the information, to reserve your seat, and see testimonials from hundreds of women who went through the program as well. Now, to get back on topic to the topic of this video, how I knew he wasn't the one. Specifically, when I think about how I knew he wasn't the one, I am reminded of a relationship I was in college, where I dated this guy for almost 2 years. He was a nice guy, had a great family, but as the relationship progressed, I knew deep down inside he wasn't the one for me. So a few ways I identified he wasn't the one for me is by simply looking at our interests and the vibe that I had in the relationship. As the relationship went on, I kept getting these nudges that I didn't really want to marry this guy. And I knew if I were to stay in that relationship, one day he would have proposed, because we had conversations about marriage and I met his family, and the list goes on. But bottom line, we did not have the same interests. We did not have the same level of ambition. We didn't desire to live in the same place. We didn't desire to have the same things in life. We simply just got along and had fun with each other. And I see a lot of people in relationships today that are just with people to be with people, and they just like them. But when you choose your spouse, you have to relate on so many different levels besides chemistry. And so I want to encourage you to take a look at your relationships. Don't just say, oh, you like being around a person, but look at their life and is it a good fit for your lifestyle? The guy that I was dating in college, my lifestyle and my vision for my life didn't match his vision. And so although it hurt for me to end the relationship, I knew I had to do it, and I was okay with passing up good to great. And I think it's important that you look at your lifestyle and your interests, because sometimes people are just stuck in relationships and they let time go on, but deep down, they're not 100% sure about someone. They're not 100% sure if they could see themselves marrying that person. And that's the position I was in. Although the relationship was not toxic, although he was a great guy, and although there were no blatant red flags, I knew deep down He wasn't my husband, and he was someone else's husband. And it's so interesting to see that fast forward almost 10 years later, he's married with kids and they're thriving and having a great life from what I see on social media. And I'm doing the same. So I didn't marry someone else's husband and he didn't marry someone else's wife. And to this day, when I see pictures of him and his family, I'm just so grateful because I know how great of a guy he was. I just knew he wasn't the one for me. So I want you guys to take a good look at your relationships and don't just settle. Don't just settle for the nice guy, but literally create a vision for your future relationship and understand you deserve God's best. But I can go on and on about this, but at the end of the day, don't be afraid to pass up good to great. If you know deep down the person you're talking to or dating is not the one you desire to be with. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. And you guys, like I said, Worthy of the Wait is only open for a few more days. I want to encourage you to check out the Institute, see if it's a good fit for you. I would love for you to join us. It's absolutely amazing. And we're going to be having a Worthy of the Wait meetup very, very soon. So I'm super excited about that. But anyways, you guys, leave your comments below on if you've ever had to pass up good to great. If you're married now and you can recall a relationship you were in that wasn't quite the right fit, let us know in the comments below. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.